So I'm a pretty big fan of 8Bitdo, and so I grabbed this Bluetooth adapter knowing that I can use my Wii U Pro controllers as well as some arcade sticks, as well as many other controllers that might have an issue pairing with certain devices like the Raspberry Pi or certain consoles or Android devices, etc. So this is highly recommended, and this is the video I initially made. It was then brought to my attention that Mayflash also makes a similar project called the Magic NS. And now if you'll notice, it does look a lot more different, and it has a USB cable on the back, a slot on the back, which is something that the 8Bitdo does not have. The 8Bitdo looks way cooler in my opinion. It has a coin as a little button on the back. You're going to see my review in just a moment. But the Mayflash has these indicator lights as well. Some people don't like this because it doesn't look as cool. This one looks cooler. And as far as compatibility, they're actually very similar. Both, working for the Neo Geo Mini, PS Classic, the Wii U, the Switch, PS4, Xbox One, you name it. They have a huge compatibility list. So the other question is, do you need one of these per device or per controller? And the answer is yes. You'll need one per controller. So with all that said, which one is better? The other question is lag, latency. I just want to address that somebody ran the test on that. It's exactly the same. And then maybe on some rare occasions, there's certain weird controllers that work better with one. But from what I understand, most of the mainstream stuff is going to work very similarly to each other. Also, both allow for firmware updates, so they only get better over time. So now I'll go ahead and go back to my original video where I reviewed this 8Bitdo version, which worked for the Raspberry Pi, which is a lot of what I use. Today, we've got the 8Bitdo USB wireless controller adapter. Pretty simple thing. It's just a little, basically it's just a Bluetooth device, like a Bluetooth USB device. Same thing you'd find like, adding Bluetooth to like your laptop, you have a little USB thing. It's got a little sync button on the back. It's kind of cute. It's a little Super Mario coin. There is some instructions here on the back as far as, with the Switch and the Pi 4, just showing you what it might pop up as. And then this just comes right off. You just pull it off somehow. I guess the sticker's in the way, huh? So there it is, USB. And basically you just plug it in, you get it into pairing mode, and you can pair up any one controller. Now that's the caveat here, is that this is only good for one controller, so you might need two of these if you're using a device that doesn't have Bluetooth. Now all these controllers already are Bluetooth, so if you're connecting to a laptop or something that already has Bluetooth, more than likely you should be fine. But some devices, just for some reason, maybe there's a syncing issue, that's when this comes in, or B, it just doesn't have Bluetooth at all. So for around $10, it sucks you have to pay more, and I'm sure these people make so much money on these because people lose them, or they think they need more, but this is an easy sale for them. Little $10 gadget. I do like the design though. I like that they added the coin. I mean, it is attention to detail. And these are really pro style controllers. So here it is. Let's go ahead and hook it up to a device and check it out. Here is the manual and whether it will support vibrating or not, and basic functionality, whether it's X input, D input for the Switch. This is also great to add a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One controller. So for those of you, like for the Raspberry Pi, who have an issue connecting your PS4 or Xbox controller to the older Raspberry Pi or a Wii U Pro controller, I did the Mayflash adapter before. This will potentially replace that. For PlayStation 3, for Wii Remote even, all you gotta do is add this adapter and it's gonna work just fine. For 8Bitdo controllers, like what I was planning on using this for when I want to use those and it's just not working, it's turn it on, press both the pair, put them both in pair mode, and then both LEDs should become solid. It's pretty standard for all four of their controllers. How it will work out, and then USB adapter for X input, and how all those controls are going to work. And then they even have one for Mac OS as well. Okay, so they got you all covered. Do note that they have these adapters for PlayStation, for the Mega Drive Mini, the NES Mini, the NES Classic, They had the Super NES Classic. So, you could get these adapters depending on what your device is. The one I bought was just the generic one that works for most things that are USB powered. Now look at this update log though. A lot of updates for this thing. So probably that's one of the first things you want to do is update it. So I go ahead and I download the upgrade tool right here. Click here, it is installed on my computer. I'm going to go ahead and plug in my drive. It's going to go ahead and find that. Okay, you heard it. Firmware updater. And it sees that. It sees my little thing here. And you can see I have 7 different fixes. So I'm just going to go ahead and update. And I'm going from version 1.26 to version 1.3. And you can see my computer's kind of tripping out that they're trying to add the device, but it needs to update the, it's saying it's ready. Now it's going to do it one more time. My computer, I think, was trying to get ahead of itself. But that's it. I'm done. I can just close on out. And so now I have all those fixes done. I'm going to go ahead and turn Bluetooth off. I mean, I'm just assuming you don't have Bluetooth on your computer. I'm just going to turn mine off for this. You can see I have my 8Bitdo receiver plugged in. And then now I'm going to go ahead and get this into pairing mode. X and start.
Ready. Fight!
All right, so there you have it, the 8Bitdo Bluetooth receiver. Remember, depending on what device you need, you might need a different receiver. For example, on some of these mini consoles, they have a specific output. It's not a USB. It's a different adapter. So make sure you're buying the right one. Know the difference between Bluetooth and 2.4 gigahertz connection. They are different, and they're not going to be compatible with each other. But anyways, all that said, it's really cool that 8Bitdo has kind of taken the guesswork out of a lot of this stuff. So if you just buy the correct adapter, it's plug and play, and you're not going to spend 2 hours figuring out how to get a god dang controller to get hooked up with. I've definitely done that before in the past. So if you're looking for something sleek and easy, this is it. I did a video previously on the Mayflash dongle, and I have to say that this might have been a good alternative to that. If I just bought this, it would work not only for the Wii U controllers and the PS4 and the Xbox, but also the 8Bitdo controllers. So it's kind of a little bit more universal in that regard. So I'm digging it. That's what I think. Let me know what y'all think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Oh, and for the record, I knew that earlier in the video I had the webcam mirrored and it was all messed up.